What I'd like to discuss now is fiduciary responsibilities for small business owners that are looking to add a retirement plan. Now, why is this important? Everyone's heard of the healthcare crisis. We hear about it on TV, we hear about it in politics. Well, guess what? We're also having a retirement crisis. And we're going to hear about that in the next couple of years. And the reason for that, if you look at some of the statistics, today more than 60% of small business owners do not offer any type of retirement vehicle for their employees. And about 50% of the same small business owners do not know how they're going to fund their own retirement. So it's a pretty scary thing. Additionally, we have a huge camel in the economy moving through the economy, the baby boomers, which are getting ready to retire. And the fantastic news about that is we're living longer. Guess what? As I'm talking to my clients, I'm finding people did not plan to live as long. If you're a male and you live to be age 65, you have a 50% probability of living past 85. If you're female and you live to be age 65, you have a 50% probability of living past 89. Those are the new mortality tables. So guess what? You might be in retirement longer than you were in your working career. The scary part is, if you look at the average account balance for people over 50, who can live on $96,000? Everyone here receives their Social Security statement every year, every other year, and the government's telling you how much you're going to get from Social Security. Peanuts. So you have to start funding for your own retirement. I also understand as business owners, and I work with a lot of corporations, small businesses, for nonprofit organizations, and I know that you guys have it hard. The problems, complexity, and cost. But guess what? You can always get an expert to help you with that. The main concern I would have would be the legal concerns. And the reason for that, February 8th of this year, the Supreme Court judged for an employee, in favor of an employee, to be able to sue their employer for losing $150,000 in their retirement plan. So legal concerns are huge. You as a fiduciary, as a plan sponsor, need to be able to understand what the risks are. So who is a fiduciary? And this is also a term that people say, well, I didn't know I was a fiduciary. Pretty much if you're making any decision on your retirement plan or the plan for your employees in your corporation and your small business, in your organization, then you're going to be considered a fiduciary in the eyes of the government. And the problem with that is the liability. With the new legislation, the government has gotten harder and stronger. If you guys remember Enron, after Enron, everything changed. And that's when legislation started to update for retirement plans. So you are personally liable. What does that mean? Your home, all your assets. You are personally liable if you breach your employees' trusts, fiduciary duties. So what can you do? You ask for help. Get a financial expert. Talk to retirement providers. I know Wells Fargo does retirement planning. Talk to people that you trust, other small businesses that have opened their retirement plans for their organizations, and get help. There are a lot of resources on the website, Plan Sponsor Magazine, and other vehicles where you're able to get information to reduce your fiduciary liability. Also, document everything. Have yearly meetings, semi-annual meetings. And lastly, this is huge for me. I hardly ever say this, but I see it all the time. Don't forget to turn in the money that your employees are putting in from their paychecks in a timely manner. I find that I don't have to say that it's so common sense, but I've had organizations that actually keep the money for longer than 2 months, and that is a huge red flag for the government. So how do you choose a financial advisor? Well, if you're in the process of looking for one, then it's a very exciting time. It can also be a very daunting time. I'll be very brief here. Number one thing, trust and confidence. Remember that whether you're an individual looking for college tuition plans, estate planning, retirement planning, or whether you're a small business looking for help in health care products, insurance products, retirement products, you're going to spend a lot of time with this person providing very confidential information. So make sure that you trust the individual. And if you don't have someone, ask someone else, another small business or a family member. They might know of people that are trustworthy.